Strength in the Shadows, the podcast where we fearlessly navigate the art of building discipline, cultivating grit, mastering resilience, and unlocking true potential. Surpass your limits and join us on this journey of transformation as we unapologetically explore the intersection of fitness, mindset, and unwavering accountability. Welcome, my friend. Let's go. I see. So what you're telling me is that if only you lived at my house, if only you had access to my gym, if only you had a badass fitness facility right there in your garage or in your basement or in the backyard or in your living room, it doesn't matter, you would get in the best shape of your life. Zero issues with discipline, unwavering accountability. The world would be yours. Building muscle, losing fat, you would have it. You would do it. No days off, no days skipped. It would be that easy. Unfortunately, my friends, for so many of you listening, you are wrong. You are incorrect. And the moral of this story, straight up, is long-term consistency beats short-term intensity. And as a homeowner, right? As someone who manages tenants or at least lives in the house for some time, or at least in previous years, I had people come and go. And I want to make this very, very clear. All the people that ever rented from me, all the people that I ever lived with and were my roomies, dude, really good people. They took amazing care of the house. So in this story, I want to make it clear. Nothing is personal. It's all good, but I will report the facts. There were some wins, there were some losses, and I will tell you everything, just as it happened. And the most interesting thing, man, is that you could have a premium badass gym 10 to 12 steps away from your kitchen. And you would literally think it's so convenient, right? It's so simple, it's so easy to show up and to not procrastinate, but you'd be mistaken. It's crazy that when it's so easy, sometimes for people, it's so hard. And they can start off really, really strong with a fitness journey, or at least continue on with what they've already been doing. But then miraculously, for whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it. Everyone's different. Different journeys, different goals, different backgrounds, experiences. You can see it though. At some point, people just fall off. And some don't. Some keep going. They come into the house. They leave in better shape than when they came. I love that. I love seeing people do well and make something of themselves and take advantage of one of the best gyms in Southern California right there in the garage. And so tenants come in, all shapes and sizes, makes and kinds, different goals, some twice per week, others 5, 6, 7 days per week. It doesn't matter. Everyone comes in and they admit the gym was a lure to them wanting to join the house. They saw in the advertisement, word of mouth, you name it. Having access to the gym, getting in better shape, they all start out motivated. Key word, motivated. And for some, they continue, they never stop, boom. Whether it was a 3-month lease, or 12 months, or 2+ years, dude, they turn into animals, they turn into monsters. They get in the best shape of their life. Once again, huge win. And others, they start, or hell, some of them never start, and they leave the house in worse shape than when they first came in. You don't like to see it. You actually hate to see it. But everyone has choices. And in regards to taking the gym for granted, it really started with one of my first tenants. Really good dude, midshipman, and then graduated from the Naval Academy. So, baby ensign, shows up at the house. Really, really good dude. He's an athlete. He's in good shape. But he shows up and he uses the gym maybe a handful of times. Had every piece of equipment in there that you could need. And he was super excited when he first got there. But unfortunately, a year deep, it didn't make sense. He wasn't ready for the change. And he actually messaged me the other day, which I thought was really cool. Mad respect, big time kudos. He's self-aware and he's honest. And he sends this to me, quote, Joe, how's Illuminati Iron? I've seen you get some sick sponsored equipment. I wish I would have been on this lifting binge when I was living with you. Lol. What a waste. I'll repeat that last paragraph just one more time. I wish I would have been on this lifting binge when I was living with you. Lol. What a waste. He admitted it. Like I said, mad respect. He knew he done fucked up. He just wasn't ready for the change. Now, some years later, boom. He's killing it. He's crushing it. He's on his journey. He's holding himself accountable. You love to see it. But he had access to, once again, one of the best gyms on the planet. And it still wasn't enough to get in there at least once or twice per week. Much love to him, though. Like I said, really good dude. Wish him all the best. So the next story with the next tenant, I must tell you, I must admit, I don't like talking about this. I don't like thinking about it. It actually makes me quite sad. I get depressed. It's a bummer. It's disappointing. Why? Because this brother that moved into the house was on par, right? He was on pace to make one of the most amazing fitness transformations in the history of mankind. It was incredible. He came in day one, Joe, I want to build my self-esteem, my self-confidence, build muscle, lose fat, be held accountable. I'm ready for the change. I'm all in. And dude, your gym, this is next level. And sure enough, in the first few weeks, the first few months, my God, this guy was training 5-6 days per week, taking control of his diet and nutrition, hydrating, limiting alcohol, and of course, wolfing down protein shakes. And it was so fun, dude. It was so fun seeing somebody make something of themselves inside that gym. I love when people take advantage of the equipment and they use it and they grind and they get after it and they get better. It makes me happy, truthfully. And some of the best times in that gym were especially during the COVID pandemic, because we were in there with not much to do, pop top, prancing around, shoving weights down our throat, grinding, getting after it, music's bumping, finger flicks for the boys, right? Pretending to be DJs. It was just a really, really good time. We were feeding off each other there. And then, of course, post-pump, getting in the kitchen, grabbing a shake, and then debriefing that workout and preparing for the next day's workout. And I don't know where he went wrong. I don't know where he fell off. But I will tell the story as it happened. We were both single in that first 3 to 6 months, right? And we were all fantasizing about going to a pool party in downtown San Diego, getting some numbers, slinging dong, right? It was going to be a good time. Pop top, great tan, good pump. And I told him, hey, if you ever get a girlfriend, you best believe I'm going to crawl up your ass and hold you accountable, because, dude, you are not going to let it go. You are making too much progress, too many gains right now to risk it all. And he looked at me, smirked, right? Smiled. And he said, dude, no shot, not me. I'm in this for life. This is a lifestyle now. And boom, fist bumped. I had all indications to believe this brother would never fall off. And then one day, we get the word that he's seen a homegirl, right? Girlfriend comes through. Really cool girl, actually. Professional, smart, beautiful. And I think was super supportive of everything he was doing. But whenever she came down to San Diego, unfortunately, whether she was in for a night or 2 nights or 3 nights, right, the long weekend, he wouldn't sniff the gym. He wouldn't get in there. But as soon as she left, literally within 10 minutes or so, boom, he would be in the garage. Down in his pre-workout, boom, getting after it and making up for the lost time. So hey, all good. Damage control. At least maintain. But surely enough, as the weeks or months progressed, the gym sessions became a little less frequent. He was going from 5 or 6 days per week to 4 to 5, and then 3 to 4, and then just 3 days per week, which, hey, if you're training consistently and training hard for 3 days per week, dude, that's amazing. I love that. You can not only maintain, but make some good gains there too. All good. But then, my friends, when you start seeing the nutrition slide, right? Less protein shakes being consumed, sleeping in till 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, skipping sessions, hitting that vape, you name it. That's when you know you're in trouble. And at one point, I decided to hold a human experiment, right? A psychology experiment to really see what the true accountability was here in regards to people holding themselves accountable and staying consistent when no one's watching. This is actually pretty funny. I booked a trip to Brazil, to the great city of Rio de Janeiro. I love me some Brazil. Viva Brazil. Ordem e progresso. Bora. And so if you ever get a chance to go to Brazil, especially Rio, dude, my God, amazing food, great people, warm culture, great gyms, beaches are absolutely insane, bikinis everywhere, gotta love it. And I decided to go to Brazil for a month. And before my flight took off, like I said, I decided to hold an experiment. I was mischievous, right? I throw down this pre-Brazil pump, and I leave the gym in a specific order, right? Collars go right here. Leave the barbell on the rack in this position. I put the bench upright in this corner, and I take a weight plate and lean it up against this barbell here, right? Or this dumbbell. So I left the gym in a certain way because I was curious. There's no shot, there's no way I could go to Brazil for a month, 30 days, and come back and the gym equipment be in the same position that I left it. There's no shot, there's no way. Can't happen, won't happen. And dude, I went to Brazil, had an amazing time, came back, and dude, I opened that garage for the first time after a month, and my jaw dropped. Oh my God. Dude, the gym hadn't been touched for 30 straight days. They hadn't even looked at the equipment, let alone sniff it. Everything was in the exact same place that I had left it. No training, 1 month deep. Go into the house, boom. Throw a water bottle away or something, a wrapper. Look inside, what do you see? Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, booze, you name it. Demons. Motherfuckers were wolfing down demons, throwing their training to the side and just letting themselves go. And what's super sad, man, because once again, the dudes that were living at the house, and specifically this one tenant or roommate that I was describing who was on pace for the greatest fitness transformation ever, I would love to tell you that when I got back, and of course now with someone who's motivated or at least getting in there or asking how the workouts are going, you would imagine maybe they get back on the horse, hop in there, grind, at least 3 days per week, twice per week. No, my friends, I can't lie to you. Maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, those brothers of this specific individual got in the gym maybe a handful of times. And then the last week or two, right, about to move out, on to bigger and better things, all good. You would imagine like, oh, I got 1 or 2 weeks left here. Let me get in a good routine or habit, take advantage of this gym equipment, and then boom, carry on when I get to my next spot. Nope. Not a single fucking pump thrown down in the last 7 to 14 days. Super unfortunate. And unfortunately, I look back on it and I go, dude, what happened? Seriously, what happened? And this individual may be listening right now. Brother, if you're listening, what happened? And right now, are you still letting it go? Do you remember? Do you forget? You were on pace for something extremely special. I was so proud. It was so cool. You were absolutely killing it. You have it in you. So if you're continuing to let yourself go, if you still haven't jumped back on the horse now, years later, what's holding you back? Who hurt you? Who told you you can't? Are you telling yourself you can't? Whatever it is, I want to see you win. I want to see you do well. I want to see you get in even better shape than when you were living at my house. Because you do have it in you. You are capable. And that's the big question, man. Was it that he had a girlfriend and it just didn't make sense anymore? Was there like a slight injury? Maybe he rolled his ankle on a run or tripped over something at work and just his knee was bothering him and he just fell off and got out of a routine. I can't put my finger on it. I would have to guess that it's probably an accumulation of things. Less water, shitty diet, distractions, too many music festivals. I don't know. But at the same time, should I care? Well, probably not. No one should care. But I do want to see people do well. I want to see them win. But what I learned is that you can't want it more than someone else. You can put everything in place right there. You could have Southern California's best gym right there at your fingertips. A mere 10-second stroll right there into the garage, and it doesn't matter. It does not matter. If people don't want it, if they lose interest, If they're not ready to make a change, they're not going to do it. And you can surround yourself with other individuals, right? Build a community, a small little wolf pack there. It still won't matter. If you're not ready, if you're not willing to show up and do the work and play the long game, not the short-term intensity game. That's super easy. That's super fun. Motivation's through the roof. Hoorah, love that. But who can stay in it for life? Who can get through that first year or the second year or be on year 5 or 10 and still not let themselves go? That's the number one question. To some of you listening right now, I'm holding you accountable too. I'm asking you guys. Don't think you're off the hook here, okay? That motherfucker let himself go. You better not be, okay? Get hot. If you've let it go, if now you're a recent or new dad, if you just got a promotion, you're busy at work, if you're on deployment and you're listening to this right now as you're stationed overseas, there's no excuse, okay? Life gets busy. Things happen, shit happens, injuries happen. It's no excuse to let it go. Do what you can, make the most with what you have, and understand this is a long game. Much love to everyone listening. I hope this finds you well on your fitness journey. Keep taking it one day at a time. Eyes on the prize. Understand and realize that motivation comes and goes. As we approach the new year here, I highly recommend you listen to one of my previous episodes called The Scam of New Year's Resolutions. It puts a lot of things into perspective. And just keep grinding, keep showing up, take care of yourself, stay safe, and remember, keep going. As we come to a close, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to each and every one of you for joining us on this transformative journey. If you found value in our discussions and stories, I would greatly appreciate if you could take a moment to leave a review for my podcast. Your reviews not only fuel my passion for creating meaningful content, but also allow others to discover this empowering space. Your support truly makes a difference. All links are in the description. Thank you for being an essential part of this dynamic community. Goodbye for now, and remember, keep going.